now it's time for another Pimpy's reaction video. Yay! You gotta love it when people sneak into our country illegally and then come over here and wave their flags of the country they came from and then talk about how much they hate America. Does that make sense? If you hate America, go back to where you were. The truth of the matter is you came from a crap hole and you came here to have a better life. So don't burn our flags. Don't bash America. It's bullshit. Running around with your country's flag, not very impressive, guys. Anyways, let's get into this. This is the mayor of Chicago. The people in Chicago, vast majority of them, minorities, blacks, hate this guy. They keep begging Trump to come throw this guy in jail. Let's hear what he has to say.
I wish the next time you talk to the committee chair, ask him if he would be interested in doing a hearing on how reparations can transform people's lives. Just ask him, but here's what I'm getting at. This oversight committee, of all the things that they want to have sight over, they should look at the White House right now. That White House is being ran in one of the most raggedy forms of government that I've ever seen. If anybody is questioning whether or not what our country would look like had the Confederacy won, there should be no question now. They want us to be afraid. Do not be afraid, Chicago. Whether it's an invitation or a subpoena, I'm always going to stand up for the interests of working people, and I will not be intimidated by some weak individual who won't stand up to an individual who believes he is a supreme being right now. You're worried about Chicago? Look in your front yard. We have a president right now who is obfuscating his responsibilities that should be very clear based upon the Constitution. He is rejecting the Constitution of the United States of America. And if they want to have a real discussion about undocumented individuals who are criminals, they should look at the very individuals who enslaved my people and colonized this land. So whether it's an invitation or a subpoena, the people of Chicago will not be intimidated or threatened by any individual who is unwilling to look in their own front yard of where the real threat to our democracy lies. Thank you all very much.
Yes, this is what the Democrats always fall back to. Racism, racism, racism. And this guy is talking crap about what Donald Trump's done in the White House since he's been there. He's not violating any constitutional rights. Not at all. He never has. That's what they can't stand. But they know if they just keep throwing enough shit against the wall, you guys just keep believing it because you don't do the research. This guy's ass is in a slinger. The people of Chicago can't stand him. They want him forcibly removed out of office. So what does he do? Trump's bad. He's racist. He's going after the immigrants or the undocumented immigrants. They're not undocumented, man. They're here illegally. They broke the law. Period. What the hell is the purpose of having laws if you guys don't want to enforce them? But it benefits their donators. That's what they want. Anyways, I like how he said, if you wanted to see what life would have been like had the Confederates won the war, how the hell is this anything like what the Confederate would have had? That's their fallback all the time. He's racist. He's racist. He's not racist, man. The American people voted him in overwhelmingly. 77 million Americans sent him there with the mandate. Clean up the mess. And that includes deporting people who are here illegally. It's ironic that the Democrats actually used to be for enforcing the immigration law. They used to be for deporting illegal aliens. And they explain why. But just because Trump wants to do it too, now they want to be the total opposite of what Trump wants to do.
You had nightmares last night? Don't worry, it will all be all right.
Mark the beginning of a golden age. Donald Trump will restore inner security by closing the border and deporting all illegal immigrants.
We're getting the bad, hard criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get, as bad as anybody you've seen. We're taking them out first.
Ursula von der Leyen has not been voted in by anyone and is president of the Commission because she has won the favor of all the losers.
We understand clearly that now is Europe's moment to shine. With Trump being president, we don't have a choice but mature into a united global power that is self-conscious, value-driven, and cooperative. A union of democracies that take responsibility.
He called out the climate change as the hoax it is, and he will end this gigantic taxpayers' milking machine called the Green Deal. He will stop the overreach of the pharma lobby posing as WHO by withdrawing from it.
I'm immediately withdrawing from the unfair one-sided Paris Climate Accord.
Trump is trying to protect the American people, technically the world. I'm not even kidding. You guys watch news that might be locally here in our country, but I watch the news from all these different nations around the world. You can go on YouTube and look up different types of news. It was amazing on election night. We saw huge groups of people in almost every country praying for Trump. Japan, Germany, the UK, India. You can go on. I just kept flicking through them, and these people were just standing there praying that Trump would win. And it was the will of the people that asked God to deliver Trump back to us so he can get us out of this madness. So just understand, it isn't Trump that's just doing this all willy-nilly. It's the American people telling Trump to do that.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah, that's what gets me. These people break the law trying to come into our country, and then when they get here, they complain about it, waving their country's flags. If you're going to come here to America, don't be waving the flag from Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, wherever. What that shows people that live here is that you're going to have a hard time assimilating. Now, there's nothing wrong with having pride in your heritage, but this is America. You're trying to become an American. Don't attack police officers, break the law, protest, smash up buildings as soon as you get here. It just looks bad. People keep saying, well, blacks won't put up with this. Yeah, you're right. They're not putting up with this. They want illegal aliens deported. They are the loudest voices of all the people in America.
See, these people got it twisted. Immigration is not a right. That's a privilege. For you to come over here and think it's okay to burn the American flag all while waving a foreign flag in the United States, that's crazy in itself. We need to start making examples out of these people and locking them up. I want to call it an insurrection. Just like they called that on the J6ers, let's do that with them. When you come over here, illegally or legally, and come and burn an American flag, all while waving a foreign flag over here, no, jail time. That's what we need to start doing, making an example out of these people. Now you come over here illegally and mad because you got to go back.
This isn't just one video. There are tons of them. Go over to the free speech platform, which is known as X, because over there you can get a real idea of what's going on in the minds of the American citizens. The funny thing is, a lot of people really believe a lot of black people hate America. They don't. You just heard that lady complaining about if you burn our flags, you should be deported. She's putting it lightly compared to this gentleman.
If you don't like America, get the fuck out. Because if I catch you burning the motherfucking flag, I swear to God, it's hoodie and shiesties around this bitch. I'm going to have hoodies and shiesties on, man. I'm putting shit up from the shoulders. I don't even want a gun. I want to knock you out, break your teeth, all types of shit. Burn another motherfucking flag around this bitch. I wish I would see one of you pussy bitches burning the flag. Get the fuck out of our fucking country then, bitch. Whatever the fuck you don't like, go say that shit in your mother. I plan to ban the lot. I supply the static. Ruin the bad guys. The villain from Mexico, Haiti, Jamaica, Africa, Europe, the UK. Fuck all y'all. You burn another motherfucking flag, bitch. I'll come see you. Hoodies and shiesties, bitch. Oh, puss ass. You up in the street burning flags in our motherfucking country. Get your puss ass out. Get your puss ass out, man. You ain't gotta stay here, bitch.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel? You see, the mainstream media and the Democrats that have you believing, well, it's these white people, it's the white supremacists. Oh, no. No, it's not. It's American citizens, period, of all nationalities, colors, religions, are pissed off. They keep watching Antifa and other people raising their flags up in the air while burning ours. People are getting fed up. This gentleman is just the tip of the iceberg. I wasn't lying. I keep telling you, there's more and more.
This message goes out to La Raza, especially those protesting in LA and any other part of the country where they're doing the same stupid pendejada shit they're doing in LA. Blocking traffic, vandalizing police cars, stealing police cars, vandalizing innocent people's property, waving your country's flag on U.S. soil, then getting the American flag and disrespecting it, throwing it on the ground, stomping on it, then burning it. I don't speak for all Americans, but I know I speak for many of them. When I say, because of your actions, 0 fucks are given, and we don't care what happens to you. We don't care what happens to your family, to your tíos, your tías, your primos. Because the minute you cross the fucking line, there's no coming back from that. That flag represents more than you unappreciative assholes will ever understand. It represents hope, the American dream, the opportunity to provide for your family. No other country provides that. This is why so many people from all over the world travel thousands of miles to get to it. Travel through so many countries, go through so much fucked up shit to seek refuge underneath it. Not only did you spit in their face, but you spat in the face of every other American in the United States of America. This is why I said 0 fucks are given. A great many of you have now made the immigrant community look like fucking shit. And even though I know there's some legal immigrants that don't stand with what y'all are doing, there is not enough of them stopping y'all from doing the stupid pendejadas that y'all are doing. This is nobody's fault but your own. Trump didn't say to go do this. MAGA didn't say to go do this. Republicans didn't say to go do this. You chose to do this. And when you chose to do this, this is why so many Americans don't give a fuck about you no more. It's because you didn't give a fuck about the very country that provides the ability to provide for your family, which in reality, that was the only reason your ancestors came here, to leave a legacy behind. And here you are, shitting on their legacy. And that is nobody's fault but your own. You pendejos are out here hurting innocent people, preventing people from going to work, going to the hospital, the grocery store, or pick up their kids by blocking off the freeway. And then as they pass through, you guys are damaging their cars, assaulting drivers, innocent people. All of y'all can get the fuck out of here.
It wasn't that long ago that Cat Williams unloaded on a Mexican for talking shit about America.
Motherfuckers think they can live in this country and then still be allegiance to another fucking country. If you love another country more than you love America, motherfucker, then get to step into that bitch. Do you remember when white people used to say, go back to Africa, and we had to tell them we don't want to? So if you love Mexico, bitch, get the fuck over there. And as for my Mexican American homies, ¡Viva la revolución! country, bitch. You ain't did shit. Fuck, we were slaves, bitch. Y'all just work like that at the landscapers, motherfucker. Person I'm scared of is Manny Pacquiao, bitch. It's not even racial. You're a bitch. I don't give a fuck what race that is. That's a bullshit.
I don't fuck with you.
Leave him alone, because I don't want him in the parking lot. I want this pussy ass where I can see him. You want to go to the parking lot so you can bring out that rusty ass knife? This Tia gave him when he was 13. This thing got a 22, he got it in his kid Sierra.
Don't get things messed up. Remember, I told you, the Democrats were not for illegal immigrants. Case in point, two-faced Hillary Clinton.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. And you have to try to learn English. And you have to wait in line.
What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration. But they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it.
We all in this body, and I know I can speak very firmly for the Democrats, support strong border control, and it must be part, and the first part, of any comprehensive immigration reform.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress in dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now and on rationalizing our system of legal immigration.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Don't let the Democrats fool you. They were against illegal immigration. Now they're just against anything that Trump wants to do, because he's going to be successful at it. Listen to the Democrats once again.
We are a country of immigrants. We're also a country of laws. And the question is, how do we balance that appropriately? I am hopeful that we can solve this problem constructively. I think Joe is exactly right, that we want to have a situation in which those who are already here, are playing by the rules, are willing to pay a fine and go through a rigorous process, should have a pathway to legalization. And I think most Americans will support that if they have some sense that the border is also being secured. What they don't want is a situation in which there is a pathway to legalization and you've got another several hundred thousands of folks coming in every year. And that, I think, is a sensible position we should be able to arrive at.
Couple of 100,000. How about 30 million?
I think we should have strong border security. It doesn't make sense for us to allow hundreds of thousands of people coming through our borders without us knowing who they are. Oftentimes in very hazardous situations and unmonitored situations that could do us long-term damage. I think we should have a serious employer verification system where employers, when they hire somebody, find out what their work status is. Are they able to work here legally? Right now, what employers will say is, well, we check their Social Security card. That's the best we can do. So we've got to set up a tamper-proof system and then hold employers accountable. You pay a fine, you learn English, you stay out of trouble, you've got a job. You go to the back of the line so that those who came here legally, that backlog is cleared before you have opportunities for citizenship. That is a reasonable approach, and one that will ultimately address the biggest problem for American workers, and that is the depressive effect of undocumented workers who aren't right now subject to oftentimes minimum wage laws or worker safety laws or all the other things that make them cheaper for employers. If they're out of the shadows, then we can make sure those laws are enforced and those cost advantages for hiring undocumented workers go away.
But here's a real big kicker. As much as the Democrats try to not act racist, they can't help themselves. They look at illegal immigrants as cheap labor, nothing else. You can tell just by the way they talk.
He's going to devastate our economy. Tourism, construction, agriculture. I mean, you're going to have vegetables rotting, and he's going to devastate our economy. Tourism, construction, agriculture. I mean, you're going to have vegetables rotting in the fields. You're going to have construction sites that will lie dormant, or certainly will struggle to get workers to be able to help make sure that they can make progress. The tourism and restaurant industry, in particular, rely on these workers.
I love when they just get honest about it. Hey, if we don't let the illegals in, who's going to pick the agriculture?
The fact is that we have a responsibility to secure our border. We also have a responsibility to recognize the importance of newcomers to our nation. Right now, the best thing that we can do for our economy is to have comprehensive immigration reform. We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here. But that doesn't mean that we don't recognize our moral responsibility as well. When the president, the former, occasional occupant of the White House.
Oh yes, Nancy Pelosi, choosing her words wisely. When people were tearing down the statue, I never remember hearing Nancy Pelosi letting the public know that her father was the individual in Baltimore that erected a Confederate statue.
My fellow Americans, tonight I'd like to talk with you about immigration. For more than 200 years, our tradition of welcoming immigrants from around the world has given us a tremendous advantage over other nations. It's kept us youthful, dynamic, and entrepreneurial. It has shaped our character as a people with limitless possibilities. People not trapped by our past, but able to remake ourselves as we choose. But today, our immigration system is broken, and everybody knows it. Families who enter our country the right way and play by the rules watch others flout the rules. Business owners who offer their workers good wages and benefits see the competition exploit undocumented immigrants by paying them far less. All of us take offense to anyone who reaps the rewards of living in America without taking on the responsibilities of living in America. And undocumented immigrants who desperately want to embrace those responsibilities see little option but to remain in the shadows or risk their families being torn apart. It's been this way for decades. And for decades, we haven't done much about it. When I took office, I committed to fixing this broken immigration system. And I began by doing what I could to secure our borders. Today, we have more agents and technology deployed to secure our southern border than at any time in our history. And over the past 6 years, illegal border crossings have been cut by more than half. Overall, the number of people trying to cross our border illegally is at its lowest level since the 1970s. We'll build on our progress at the border with additional resources for our law enforcement personnel so that they can stem the flow of illegal crossings and speed the return of those who do cross over. I'll make it easier and faster for high-skilled immigrants, graduates, and entrepreneurs to stay and contribute to our economy, as so many business leaders have proposed. We'll take steps to deal responsibly with the millions of undocumented immigrants who already live in our country. I want to say more about this third issue because it generates the most passion and controversy. Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security. Felons, not families. Criminals, not children. Gang members, not a mom who's working hard to provide for her kids. We'll prioritize, just like law enforcement does every day. But even as we focus on deporting criminals, the fact is millions of immigrants in every state, of every race and nationality, still live here illegally. After all, most of these immigrants have been here a long time. They work hard, often in tough, low-paying jobs. They support their families. They worship at our churches. Many of their kids are American-born or spent most of their lives here. And their hopes, dreams, and patriotism are just like ours. We expect people who live in this country to play by the rules. We expect that those who cut the line will not be unfairly rewarded. So we're going to offer the following deal. If you've been in America for more than 5 years, if you have children who are American citizens or legal residents, if you register, pass a criminal background check, and you're willing to pay your fair share of taxes, you'll be able to apply to stay in this country temporarily without fear of deportation. You can come out of the shadows and get right with the law. This deal does not apply to anyone who has come to this country recently. It does not apply to anyone who might come to America illegally in the future. It does not grant citizenship or the right to stay here permanently or offer the same benefits that citizens receive. Only Congress can do that, while politicians use the issue to scare people and whip up votes at election time. Mass amnesty would be unfair. What I'm describing is accountability. You can come out of the shadows and get right with the law. If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half-century. And to those members of Congress who question my authority to make our immigration system work better, or question the wisdom of me acting where Congress has failed, I have one answer. Pass a bill